Welcome to Card of Destiny. I'm Pandora. If this video found you, it means it's meant for you to hear. This is a message for you. Today, we'll explore your relationship, how you and your partner see and feel about each other, the current dynamics, and what the future may hold. If you enjoy my readings, please subscribe and share. Your support means the world to me. Let's begin your reading. You, the person who is watching. Knight of Discs, reversed. You're someone who usually thrives on grounded energy, focus, and reliability. At your best, you're deeply loyal and willing to show up, especially when a relationship calls for patience and steady commitment. You don't fear the slow burn, because you know that lasting love is built, not just felt. But with the Knight of Discs reversed, something shifted inside you. And it's been building quietly, almost subtly, over time. Right now, you may feel emotionally exhausted, perhaps even disillusioned. You've tried to stay the course, to be the person who holds it all together. But you've started to sense that all your careful effort is leading nowhere, like you're carrying the weight of the relationship on your own with no destination in sight. This reversed Knight reflects a kind of weariness that builds in silence. You may have stopped expressing certain feelings because you weren't sure they would be heard. You might find yourself going through the motions, doing the work of connection, but internally wondering, is this worth it? The Knight of Discs in reverse can also indicate that you've sacrificed too much practicality for a situation that has failed to reward your effort. You may have put your dreams or goals on hold to support your partner, or waited for emotional reciprocity that never quite came. Now the imbalance is becoming hard to ignore. You might be feeling directionless, unsure whether you're still building something, or just maintaining something that's already begun to crumble. On a deeper level, you may be craving movement, change, or emotional honesty, yet finding yourself stuck in old patterns of loyalty, comfort, or fear of disappointing someone else. But the cost is starting to feel too high, and your inner voice is growing louder, asking whether devotion should really require this much self-denial. This card is not telling you to act impulsively. It's encouraging you to reorient your path, reconnect with your core values. Ask yourself, what do I need to feel truly nourished in love? And where have I been ignoring my own needs to keep someone else comfortable? Your partner. The Lovers, reversed. The Lovers reversed can be a heavy card in relationships, especially when it shows up to represent someone you care deeply about. In its upright form, this card reflects harmony, conscious choice, soul connection. But when reversed, it reveals conflict, misalignment, and indecision. Your partner is in a state of emotional or spiritual division, and it's bleeding into the bond you share. They may be caught between desire and fear, between the need for connection and the need for control, or perhaps between different paths they feel pulled toward, one of them being you, and the other something else entirely, independence, avoidance, another relationship, or even their own internal struggle. The point is, they are not aligned, and that dissonance is seeping into your connection like smoke under a locked door. They may be struggling to make a real choice, not just a surface level one, but a soul level one. Commitment might scare them, or maybe they've committed in name, but their heart isn't fully present. Either way, this card suggests they are not showing up as a whole partner. Something's fragmented, and it's affecting how deeply they can meet you. The reverse Lovers also points to a fundamental conflict in values or goals. Maybe you're dreaming of deep emotional intimacy while they're stuck in logic. Maybe you're ready to grow together while they're trying to avoid growth altogether. These misalignments can feel subtle in daily life, but they cause cracks that eventually grow into chasms. Your partner may also be projecting old patterns or unresolved wounds into your relationship. This card often appears when someone is mirroring back their own doubts, fears, or traumas, and you may have become the canvas for that inner chaos. If you've noticed a pattern of hot and cold behavior, mixed signals, or emotional avoidance, this card confirms it's not your imagination. But, and this is important, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't care. The Lovers reversed can reflect deep emotion held hostage by confusion, fear, or immaturity. They may love you, but not know how to choose you in the way you deserve. And that dissonance is not your burden to bear, it's theirs to face. Current situation. The Devil, reversed. The Devil reversed is a powerful card when it shows up in a relationship reading, because it signifies the process of breaking free. Whether consciously or not, you are beginning to pull away from a dynamic that once held you captive. And make no mistake, this relationship has had moments where you've felt trapped, The Devil upright represents unhealthy attachment, power imbalances, codependency, or addictions to patterns that no longer serve. But reversed, it shows that the spell is breaking. The fog is lifting. You're beginning to see the situation for what it is. And that is no small thing. Maybe you've realized that love shouldn't feel like emotional labor. Maybe you've stopped idealizing what this could be and started facing what it really is. Or maybe your body is reacting, through anxiety, fatigue, or emotional burnout, trying to tell you what your heart hasn't yet said aloud. This is a turning point. It may not look dramatic on the outside, but internally, something is shifting. You're not as willing to accept crumbs anymore. You're not as willing to wait indefinitely for someone to figure it out. You're waking up from the illusion that you could change them. The illusion that if you were more patient, more perfect, more loving, they would finally choose you fully. The Devil reversed is your soul reclaiming its sovereignty. It's a painful process because it requires truth, but it's also liberating because it shows you that you are not trapped. You never were. The chain was never locked. You're allowed to walk away from dynamics that wound you, even if love exists within them. This card doesn't necessarily mean the relationship is ending, but it does mean the power dynamic is shifting. You're no longer willing to be the emotional anchor, the therapist, the rescuer. And that shift will either force a reckoning or reveal just how imbalanced the connection has been all along. Possible outcome: Three of Swords, reversed. The Three of Swords reversed is often misunderstood. It's not just about pain, it's about the healing after the pain. The processing. The unraveling of old grief, disappointment, or betrayal. In this context, it speaks to the emotional aftermath of the current dynamic. What may happen if the patterns continue, or if a rupture occurs? If nothing changes, this card suggests there may be a moment of emotional heartbreak. Perhaps not a dramatic breakup, but a quieter kind of sorrow. The pain of realizing that love alone isn't always enough. The ache of recognizing that you've outgrown something while still wishing it could have worked. But here's the beauty of this card reversed. You're ready to heal. You've already felt the disillusionment creeping in. You've already carried the weight of emotional compromise. You're not going to be shattered by this, you're going to be cleansed by it. Whether the relationship transforms or dissolves, this card shows that you are moving through grief into wisdom, through closure into clarity. It may be time to have that hard conversation, to let yourself feel what you've been suppressing, to allow the ache to rise, because that's how it releases. This card suggests that you are done avoiding the truth. You are ready to face it, even if it hurts. And in doing so, you reclaim your heart. You may still care deeply for your partner. You may still wish they could rise with you. But you're beginning to understand that waiting for someone to grow at your pace only delays your own expansion. And your spirit is tired of delay. Conclusion. This relationship has been a long road. And you, the person who is watching, have walked it with loyalty, with patience, and with deep emotional investment. You've shown up, again and again, even when it hurt, even when it meant carrying both your own heart and theirs. But now you're at a spiritual threshold. The Knight of Discs reversed shows that your energy is depleted, that your grounded nature is now burdened by stagnation. You've poured yourself into this connection, but the soil may no longer be fertile. And part of you knows it. Your partner, reflected in the reversed Lovers, is in a state of deep conflict. They may love you, but they're not choosing you, not fully, not clearly, not in the way your soul needs to be chosen. Their indecision, their emotional retreat, their lack of alignment, it's creating a chasm that love alone cannot bridge. The Devil reversed shows that the spell is breaking, that the emotional enmeshment, the illusions, the maybe someday stories, you're releasing them. Slowly, gently, but decisively. You are waking up from a love that made you forget yourself. And the Three of Swords reversed tells you what happens next. Healing. Maybe it comes through a mutual transformation. Maybe it comes through a tender goodbye. Either way, this moment is sacred. You are reclaiming your voice, your clarity, your right to be loved in a way that feels like freedom, not obligation. You are not asking for too much. You are asking the wrong person. Or, you are asking someone who must rise dramatically to meet the level of love you offer. And that's their choice to make. Yours is to remember who you are when you are not waiting for someone to become what you hoped. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this message brought you the clarity you needed. If you enjoyed it, please support my channel. Good luck on your journey.